Welcome in, everybody. This is our Tuesday edition of Local Community Scene on WBRT Radio and BRTV on Bardstown Cable Channel 11. Now, Channel 11, my goodness. How about 19? Let's make sure I get the cameras on. Sometimes I do the whole show and we never turn the camera on, or I never turn the camera on. There we go. So now you can see us. Surprise, surprise. Here we are. We are with representatives from Town and Country Bank and Trust here in town. And with us today we have Carla and Cindy. Carla Smith and Cindy Sanders have been with, how long? I remember when you went there, but
I've been there for almost 4 years.
4
years, 4 years
okay.
in May.
36 years.
36 years. 40 years of experience right here from Town and Country Bank. No, you've got more experience than that, but Cindy, 36 years.
Yes, sir.
That is great. And you guys were just voted, again, one of the best places to work.
Yes.
Yes, we were.
It is a great place, or I wouldn't be there 36 years. It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's been a good place.
Good deal.
Yes, great place to work.
Well, and so congratulations to all that had anything to do with that. I think that's, now Elizabeth, I'm talking to Elizabeth who's off camera, but that actual ceremony or whatever is like next month or something like that?
It's in April.
Oh, in April. It's a
It's in
couple months.
April.
Okay. All right. So, but congratulations.
Thank you.
I think Flagey also was honored with that award too, and some other places that have local branches, but we like it with the ones that are here.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're going to talk about an event you have coming up, and we're going to try to give some information about not only the event, time, place, and all that fun stuff, but then the topic, of course, is home mortgages and financing for homes and so forth. So one of you tell us about the event, day, date, and all that fun stuff, and then we'll delve off into some specifics.
Okay. I'll give you the dates.
Okay.
It'll be Wednesday, February 6th at the Nelson County Public Library. You'll get there. It's going to be all of us presenting. You're going to have, Carla's going to do a part, I'm going to do a part, Teresa, Kristen, Janine, Benita's going to be there.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah, we're all going to be there. We're all going to pitch in and help. So we all got a little special part to play in it.
Okay. This is called the Home Buyers Workshop, and it's not necessarily for first-time home buyers, but they probably might need a little more information. If you've gone through it one time, it does change a little bit.
It does change, yes, sir.
But,
Yeah, it's going to be a workshop that's going to go over, the whole home buying process. So we're going to talk about, what to look for in a home. What are your must-haves? What are your things you would like to have, and how do you kind of compromise between those? What does a loan officer do? What does a real estate agent do? So, what are the benefits of having a real estate agent versus looking for a for sale by owner? Those are some things that a lot of people don't necessarily think of before they get into the whole process. But we're going to talk about that and explain those things to people. And that's something that even someone who has owned a home before, but maybe it's been a few years since they went through this process, could benefit from, getting that information as well. And from there, we'll talk about what kind of fees they can expect to pay. What is a home inspection and what are the benefits of a home inspection?
Yeah, you look at that. My son just bought and sold his home that's down in the Nashville area. And, the home inspection, you kind of sweat it out when you're selling, and even when you're in the buying end of it, you kind of sweat that out because sometimes you find things, but it's really it's good for both parties.
Absolutely. You may find something that does need attention, and at that point you can renegotiate with the seller. Right. But you may find that, although the roof is great today, it might only have a 5-year life left in it.
Yeah.
So things that may not matter today, but these are things that we don't think about going forward. People don't always think about, what do I need to save for down the road? So this workshop is going to kind of help give people an idea of what to expect, through the home buying process, but even after it. We're going to talk about budgeting. We're going to talk about home maintenance and things that, someone who's never owned a home has never had to do. When you rent, you've got a landlord. You call them and say, hey, this has gone out. But when you own, that's your responsibility. And it's new and it's a lot to take on that people don't always think about up front, because buying a home is exciting. You get
Yep.
caught up in the excitement of, I'm going to have this home and we're going to have a backyard for a dog and our kids are going to have a nursery. You know, you think of those things, but you don't think about the future costs.
The future, yes, there are.
Yes.
But however,
True.
there are, you know, we've talked about all the things that are, not this isn't new, but, you know, you can get insurance to protect the vital components of a home. And I had that pay off one time when I bought a home in Bowling Green. The heating and cooling unit went boink.
Yes.
And goodness gracious knows I wasn't ready for that. The home seller put that on there as an inducement.
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, okay, you know,
Yeah.
we're going to get it, and we couldn't get out. And lo and behold, it saved me thousands of
It's a
dollars.
great.
It
Absolutely.
is, and you know, that's something, you know, where we talk about where does a real estate agent come in. A lot of agents do recommend for their buyers to request a warranty that'll cover things like that. But when you go into for sale by owner, you don't always
Right.
have that guidance, and you know, no one really thinks of those things. It's not that the seller wouldn't be willing to do it, just nobody thought of it.
Right. And there's not anything to keep me today from buying that kind of insurance on the home that we've been in for
True.
almost 10 years.
Absolutely.
But and, you know, I think they probably might, you know, if you say, I need that today. Because it's going to get cold tomorrow and my heat went out.
Exactly.
Yeah, you say I need it
Exactly.
today.
Yeah.
They might have a few questions.
Yeah, it might have been.
Yes.
I think there is like a time frame that it's like it's not good for the first 30 days. I think those insurance companies, they're not dummies. So.
Yeah, they have some things in place. You know, there are things they see as red flags.
Now let's talk about some things that are just out there that some people, maybe most, wouldn't think of. There's grant money for people in the home buying process, and you think grant money. You know, you see all these things on certain places. You know, you can get this and that, and most of them aren't really true. This one is flat out true because you guys
True.
use it.
Absolutely.
Tell us about the grant money that might be available to somebody in purchasing a home.
I can speak because I'm a recipient of it personally. It's just one more little hoop. All you got to do, it is an income-based program, depending upon different counties. Buying in Nelson County, got to put my glasses on so I can tell you, 1 to 2 person household, you cannot make more than $59,616.
Okay, I'll ask that question. Is that gross on something that would
Gross.
show up on your income tax form, or is
Yes.
that whatever?
It is
adjusted
gross, but they do look at if you're getting overtime, you know, it could disqualify you
Yeah,
if you're making too much.
Yeah.
Or 3 or more is up to $69,552 this year, and that's here in our county. So that's a good income. So
yeah.
It could help a lot of people. Again, you can use that for closing costs, down payment. It's a wonderful program.
And the 5,000 amount that's
It-
one number, but there's another number for some special people.
That's right. This year, they came out with additional grant funds. It would be a total of $7,500 that would be available for veterans who were honorably discharged or active duty military home buyers.
Right.
Yes.
So, you know, we would just need a DD 214, and that would show that you qualify. And if you do, you could get up to $7,500 in free grant money toward the purchase of a new home.
That is wonderful. And do I remember right? Your spouse is
He's a veteran, yes.
veteran. Okay. I don't know where that came from, but
Good memory. Yes.
so that is wonderful. As you said, it might be one more little hoop, but
Oh.
in the home buying process, we'll be frank, it's
Yeah.
not. I mean, there's a lot of hoops, and I'm not trying to discourage any.
No.
No,
But-
and those additional hoops are really on our end.
Yes,
You know, the buyer's
exactly.
not going to see much difference. If they are a first-time home buyer, they would have to do some reading over some paperwork and fill out a budget just to show that they've looked into the process.
Yeah.
But from the buyer's side, they're not really going to see a difference as far as what kind of documentation they have to bring to us anyway. So, you know, pretty easy on their part.
Is there a number out there where you're in other words, if somebody makes X number of dollars, is there a number out there that says this is what their maximum they should pay for a home is? I mean, whether it's a concrete maximum or just a a rule of thumb, desktop maximum is, I've heard and seen those in the past. Y'all may
Yes.
even present them at some point in the process.
Well, what those are, there's not really a set, if you make this amount, this is how much house you could get, because we have to look at all of
Sure,
a borrower's, debts and income
Right.
to determine what they, should or shouldn't purchase. But you want your monthly home payment to be around 29% of your income at the max is
Okay.
where you want that to be.
Yes.
It's not necessarily a hard, that's what it has to be.
Right.
But that's kind of a rule of thumb of where you're going to look. It's about 29% for that would be your mortgage, your taxes, and your insurance. We would look at all of those to
Okay.
come up with that figure.
Well, I had a good question and it just went right. That's what most
That's
good
okay.
questions do. They go right
Exactly.
away. In our market, we see, well, across the country, we see interest rates that are